Hi everyone, my name is Tatiana. I'm a junior at HPU and welcome to the second episode of HPU Eats. So HPU Eats is a segment that I started here on my YouTube channel, basically to showcase all the great food that's around HPU. You don't have to be a student to just watch this. You can be anyone who's coming here to Honolulu, but I just wanted to make this for students especially because I get a lot of questions about the food that's around the university. So today we are going to a restaurant called Little Sheep Mongolian Hot Pot. So the dish is hot pot. I am in love with hot pot. I love hot pot so much. It's a dish that I introduce all my friends to. You're probably wondering, what in the world is hot pot? So hot pot is basically what we have a big boiling pot in the middle of the table, and you all cook your meat, your vegetables, your seafood right there at the table. For some of you that may sound kind of odd to be cooking your food at a restaurant. You might as well do it. You think you might as well do it at home, but it's actually a lot cheaper, and it's also really fun to interact. And you get to put your food in the pot. You get to find it, and it's just really cool. You guys will see later on how fun it is. Trust me on this. But for a little background on Chinese hot pot, the concept of Chinese hot pot is believed to date back more than 1,000 years to the time of the Jin dynasty. Hot pot's roots can be found in the dining practices of Mongolian horsemen who rode across the mountains and into northern China. Legend has it that the Mongols used their helmets as vessels to simmer broth over open fire and cooked chunks of meat in that broth. And their shields were used as a sort of frying pan to sear the meat. So ever since then, hot pot has spread all throughout Asia. Even within China, there's different types of hot pot. In Japan, there's different types of like sukiyaki and shabu shabu. In Vietnam, there's different types. There's all different types of hot pot. But here in the United States, hot pot has become a big trend. It's starting to spread all over the place. The reason that I really like Little Sheep Mongolian Hot Pot, place that we're going to, is because it comes straight from China. So it's not an American chain, it's a Chinese chain that has locations all over the world. And the name Mongolian in it, I believe it doesn't really mean that much. It's just, I believe it's to pay respects to the Mongols that created hot pot in the first place. So when you go in there, you won't see pictures of like Genghis Khan or anything like that. It's just to pay homage to the Mongols who created hot pot. My first time trying hot pot wasn't here in Honolulu. It was actually back in Georgia. For those that don't know, Georgia actually has a pretty big Asian population. A lot of people seem to be surprised when I tell them that because it's the South. But if you go to Duluth and Beaufort Highway, those are the two places that you'll find a lot of authentic Asian cuisines. And in Duluth is where I had my first hot pots. So for all my Georgia people out there, go to Duluth to have some really good hot pot or just Asian food in general. So the price of hot pot will vary on the place. Some places, I noticed to become more fitting to the Western standard. Some hot pot places will have like individual pots, so each person has their own individual pot. The place that we're going to is a more traditional family style, where you have a gigantic pot in the middle and you all share the same broth and the food and everything, stuff like that. The price here at Little Sheep Mongolian Hot Pot, they have a la carte and they have all you can eat. We are going for all you can eat because to me, all you can eat is better because you get bang for your buck and you get more food. So it's going to be around $32 with tip and tax. I know it sounds a little bit expensive, but it's all you can eat. It's really high quality meats and seafood. I hate it when hot pot restaurants or Korean barbecue restaurants freeze their meats and it's all curled and then it defrosts in the pot. But this it's all fresh. Hot pot is also really great for those of you who are vegetarian, vegan, or gluten-free. Oh, except one of my friends has a little bit of a gluten intolerance, so it's also the main reason why we're going to here, because we can all enjoy it, and a lot of stuff doesn't have gluten because all of the meats, the seafood, the vegetables, they aren't marinated in anything, so there's no worries having to ask the staff, hey, is this sauce or this meat or the meat that the sauce of the meat is soaked in, is it gluten-free, all kind of stuff. That's really great. They do have a vegetarian broth, but you have to ask for it. That's a tip. For those of you who want vegetarian broth, you have to ask for it. It's not on the menu, but you guys will see that later. All right, let's go to Hot Pot. You guys excited?
All meat, so it's like,
You guys excited?
hey!
Okay, so we go to a Hot Pot restaurant. This is the typical menu that you'll see. You see that there's a price at the top, and then there will be a long list of different meat, seafood, and vegetable options that you can choose from. So the first thing that you'll check off is the soup base. So here at Little Sheep, they have the original milky bone marrow broth, the house spicy bone marrow broth, and the half and half. And also, as I said before, you can't get a vegetable. But what we did the half and half, so it's half spicy, half original. And the original broth is really, it tastes a really good soup. It's not just like boiled water and stock. It's actually really flavorful even before you put in your meat. So for meat, there's things like lamb, beef, chicken, and pork. So there's also different types of meat like beef tripe, which is the lining of a cow's stomach, pork intestines, sausages, quail eggs. There's also meatballs and seafood. Like shrimp, fish fillet, calamari, mussels, crab sticks. Vegetables, you have cabbages, bok choy, broccoli, spinach, potato, daikon, bamboo shoots, sweet corn, seaweed, and seaweed nuts. They also have seafood and mushrooms, or there's fresh tofu, frozen tofu, fried tofu, bean curd stick, enoki mushrooms. You also have your noodles. They have a pretty wide range of noodles, like glass noodles, udon noodles, house white potato noodles, fresh egg noodles. They also have a Chinese donut, which here is called a Chinese fried crouton, rice cakes and steamed rice. And then you can also pay extra for some items like the seafood salad, the Mongolian lamb skewers, grilled shrimp skewers. Those will be ranging between $2 to $4, but we typically stay away from those just because like we're fine just without paying for those. But those type of ones that you can get. Okay, now we've ordered. Now we're going on to the sauce bar, which is a really fun part. So the whole part hot pot, you get to make your own sauce to dip all your ingredients in. So the sauce bar has lots of different types of ingredients, like cilantro, garlic, some spicy sauces, sachab, which is a Chinese barbecue sauce, soy sauce, ponzu sauce, lots of different types of sauces. So you can make your own. You can make as many you want. There's no limit. They also have things like sugar, olive oil, vinegar, sesame oil, pepper, salt. Some places have MSG. The list goes on and on and on. But as you can see, you can make your own. I personally like to do a sriracha base with Chinese barbecue sauce. It's chunky. It's not as sweet as American barbecue sauces. I can see exciting consistency. I mixed it with some sesame sauce. It tastes just like sesame. I put in a bunch of garlic. I think I put in a little bit too much there. And then you can also add in some sugar. I always add in some sugar just to add some sweetness to mine. It can be salty and strong, so the sweetness brings it down. And then I put in some vinegar to add a little bit of tang to it.
Okay, alright, here we go. I'll put it in the knot. How do you know when it's done? It's just like what's done?
So like the meat, it doesn't take long because it's really thin. So the meat itself doesn't really take very long. Like normally, like you can already see it. You can already see it starting to. Yeah, it's fast.
That's honestly
I told you it's fast. I told you it's fast because it's cut really thinly.
I'm so intrigued by this whole process.
No, can't find it up. That's too close.
So interesting. Okay.
To be fair. Alright, do you want the eggs in there?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Absolutely. How many are in there?
There's only 2.
There's 2 of them. They're tiny.
We'll order another.
Yeah, we will.
Alright, I'll put them in the plain one.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know how these are going to taste. Alright, well we have one in each.
Okay, so for all you shrimp lovers like me, they have really good shrimp, but the thing that makes it different is that they serve the shrimp with the shell and head on. For some people, you may be a little creeped out by it. I know some of my friends don't like to eat it because they see it with the head on. They don't want to deshell it, but I enjoy deshelling it and actually prefer it to be cooked with the head on. I prefer it to be cooked with the head on because it keeps the juices inside, so it keeps it extra sweet. And the head itself, as you can see, has some meat and juices in it, so you can just suck on it to get it out. And the shrimp here are are pretty good quality. They're a little bit fatter and they're really sweet. So make sure to load up on those shrimp at this hot pot place. Ready to try it?
Yeah. Bon appetit. Oh, looks like a little butterfly. That's so cute. That's pretty good. Put that here.
So at this hot pot place, they serve quail eggs instead of regular eggs. And quail eggs, they're from quails, and they're really small. And I just wanted to crack the inside of it after it was cooked to see what it looked like. It's actually very creamy. It's actually very good.
Hey, alright, so I love the Little Sheep. I don't know about you, but
Absolutely one of my new favorite restaurants. Love hot pot. Never done it before.
yeah, first time and you loved it, yeah?
Yes, and I'm on like a keto carnivore diet, and it's perfect for that. You can eat like all meat and veggies if you want. No carbs, really healthy.
Oh yeah, you can definitely help it up. And there's so much flavor in the broths. Oh my god. I'm not a seasoned hot potter, but I've done hot pot, I've done Korean barbecue. So I've had a little taste of each. The only other hot pot place I've been to besides this one is Shibuya in Ala Moana. Pretty good, but I like the ambiance in here a little bit better. You know, Jen is great, but it was just really loud when I remember going. Fun when you're with a lot of people, but if you want a more intimate setting, this is perfect, yeah?
For sure, and it's also a very intimate experience with your food since you get to cook it yourself.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
100%. You have so much control over like what you're putting in,
Yeah.
when you put it in. And there's lamb, for all you lamb lovers like us.
Yes.
A1, A1. And it's such a good bang for your buck too, because
Only $32 per person, and you get unlimited food.
and lamb, they got quail eggs, they got all kinds of delicacies.
Quail
in
eggs
there.
are a new favorite of mine.
Yeah, they were really good. Really creepy.
Yeah, very creepy.
Oh, so good. But yeah, Little Sheep is definitely where it's at. It's so good. So I think I give it, like, if you could rate it out of 5 Little
12
Sheep.
out of 10.
12 out of 10? Even
10
better.
out of 5 sheep.
10 out of 5 sheep, yeah. Second that motion. Alright, yeah, so.
Definitely
thumbs up.
come visit.
Yeah.
so right after Hot Pot, we went across the road within the same mall to a ice cream place called Lucy's Lab Creamery. They're really different with their ice cream flavors. They're different from your regular chocolate, vanilla. They have those, but it's a lot different. They have stuff like bacon and whiskey, Nutella, coffee and donut, lychee, honey lavender, ube, green tea, red velvet, brownie batter. It even has some vegan ones. And they have lots of different toppings you can do. They also do milkshakes and ice cream sandwiches and all that kind of stuff. It's a really, really nice spot. What'd you get?
I got the strawberry moscato sorbet with the mango mochi on top. So good.
And I got the brownie batter with fruity pebbles on top. And you guys have any questions about HPU, about the island, about any other food related things here on the island, you can message me on my Instagram or comment down below in the comments. So I'm gonna leave it off here. Thank you for tuning in to the second episode of HPU Eats, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!